with it. What is your intel? I mean, A, what does it signify to have folks not buying it? B, are we on the razor's edge? You said a week and a half ago they were moving towards green light. Where is it right now?
Well, those are good questions, Alex, and I would say there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is the evidence that you adduce that everybody and his brother and sister who knows anything about Iran thinks that this is a cockamamie plot, invented. Now, that's the good news, and people are speaking out, as you say, even the New York Times. Now, the bad news is that the president himself, I mean, it's bad enough that the Secretary of State, who famously called for obliterating Iran, it's bad enough that Hillary Clinton and that cat's paw Eric Holder, who is supposed to be our chief law enforcement official, the Attorney General, bad enough that they come out and they make these allegations. But Barack Obama is now on record as saying there has to be accountability. And he always tries to have it both ways. I don't know if you recognize that, but when he got up there, he said, yes, everything's on the table, but now we're trying to work out the really bad sanctions so that we can make these Iranians behave better and so forth. So the clear body language and everything else was sort of yes, but no. Sort of like, yes, we're going to send 30,000 more troops into Afghanistan, but no, we're going to bring them out 8 months later. Give me a break. The guy has no backbone, and he's either incredibly naive to take at face value the plot such as this ginned up by John Brennan, ex-CIA, who runs his counterterrorism program in the White House. He's been burned so many times, that is, Obama has been, that you would think that he'd get some sense. I think it's more a case of Obama pandering, unconscionably to the Likud lobby in this country. It's an election year coming up. He feels that he needs to show himself even more pro-Israel than some of the Republican candidates, which is quite a stress. And I think that's what's at play here. The danger is that he'll get into a position, maneuvered into that position by the likes of Netanyahu, who believes with considerable evidence that if Netanyahu were to perpetrate a strike, the way they would do it is mount a provocation that they would say Iran did X and Y and Z to them, and the Israelis had to retaliate. If there was a war that broke out there, Netanyahu is 99.4% sure that Barack Obama would have neither the guts nor the political courage to do anything other than to send those troops out there to help the Israelis or his cruise missiles.
Well, no, that's my next point. Obviously, you're getting the same information. The military officers I talked to are being told, get ready to defend Israel, and for the first time this is going on the table. And of course, knowing these officers for years, they're always horrified. They say, yeah, no, Iran's really bad news. We don't want to get into this. And that's my next issue. Who really runs this country then? I mean, clearly, correct me if I'm wrong, the mainline Pentagon is putting noises out. Don't do it. Don't do it. We had the former Mossad chief just a few weeks ago, as you know, came out and said it'd be crazy to attack Iran. So Israel's not even of one mind. Why is so much of the power structure so against hitting Iran? What do they know that the Likudniks and the neocons and Representative King don't know?
Well, they know what war is like, Alex, and that's a biggie, okay? You look around Obama and see if there's anybody around there that really knows what war is like. He did have a guy with some integrity, and the guy's name was Mike Mullen. He was chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And you may recall him going to Israel many times and coming back and holding press conferences and saying, I told the Israelis that it would be really, really a dumb thing to widen the war in the Middle East. I told them that they could really perpetrate an escalation nobody wants. And then somebody asked him, well, Admiral Mullen, couldn't the Iranians steal off the Strait of Hormuz and prevent 30% of the oil in public trade from getting out? Well, yeah, they could. That's what I'm. And then he said, well, oh yeah, but we could reopen it. Yeah, well, how are they going to reopen the Strait of Hormuz when there are about 200 guided missile patrol boats that would sink their ships? And where are they going to get the Marines to climb those cliffs? So Mullen knew which end was up, and so did Admiral Fallon, who famously told my colleague, we're not going to do Iran on my watch, and got fired for it. The problem is they're gone. They're gone. And what we have now is a bureaucrat as Secretary of Defense. And I don't know about this new general who's head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, but I knew that the fellow who was in line for it, Cartwright, was rejected mostly by my friend Bobby Gates, because Cartwright was judged to be not quite always with the program, not quite knee-jerking, not quite saluting as smartly and as quickly as we expect the military to do. So my suggestion is that the people that prevented, and this is demonstrable, Alex, I think I've mentioned this before, I can demonstrate, anyone can, just by reading Bush's book, Bush's memoir itself, that we were close to war with Iran in the end of 2007 and the end of 2008. And in a nutshell, what prevented that was an honest, that's the good news, there were honest CIA analysts around then. They did an honest estimate and came to the conclusion that Iran had stopped working on a nuclear weapon at the end of 2003. So 4 years before then.
Sure, but
now.
Sure, but here's my final question. The time we have, Ray.
Sure.
And people can read more of what you're writing at consortiumnews.com. But expanding on this, has the green light been given? Because what I've been told is the green light, Israel said we're going to try to see if they can drag the U.S. along, and that a lot of the administration tried to sell this Iran thing as a way to try to sell the public, and that if we don't get the word out on this being a fraud, they're going to go ahead with the attack. Is that what you're getting?
Yes, Obama is playing with fire here, and I don't think he realizes it. He's not in control here. Israel is. And everything, as I've said before, depends on how much of a wimp, how politically boxed in Netanyahu thinks the president is, and whether Netanyahu can face down his own generals and his own the former heads of Mossad.
All right.
It's crazy.
All right, thank you so much, Ray McGovern. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you very soon. Pray for America, pray for the world, pray for peace, pray for sanity.